Welcome back to another episode of Talking Tarkov. I'm the Earleg Athlete here with,
Hey Dizzle.
and today we've got some gaming news to go over, some YouTube chaos, and a deleted image. Let's go ahead and get right into it. So, let's talk about the most important thing happening at the moment that's like affecting everybody on YouTube, right?
Correct.
And I'm sure most people have heard this by now, and if you're not watching this, this is probably why.
Yeah.
So, you don't get to hear this.
Well, and it's good just to put out because I don't think a lot of people even realize because YouTube rolled this out without really letting anyone know. Like they obviously knew it would cause a backlash. So I think they did it as quietly as possible.
Yeah, I mean, that would make sense because of the way everyone's reacting to it
Right.
too. It's just
Well, I wouldn't have known anything about it if I hadn't seen a couple other YouTubers that had posted some things. And, I was curious as to what they were talking about. And then I also knew that, something had been up over the last month or so with views on our channel, views on other Tarkov creators' channels. And I was originally putting it just on the fact that Tarkov was, at the end of the wipe and getting ready to hit 1.0. And I thought a lot of people were just doing other things. A lot of people were just waiting
right.
for 1.0 to hit.
Most people didn't really care for the
Yeah,
hardcore wipe as
yeah,
it was, so the views were already down off
yeah,
that, and then into wipe type stuff happening. Until events start happening, there's just always that
yeah.
lull
Well,
in the middle of Tarkov.
and there's a lot of new games coming out. A lot of people are playing other games. A lot of people are waiting on other games. Like, it's just that time of the year where you have the holiday season, which is always like big titles dropping. You have just a lot of things that cause views to drop. And
Right.
it still didn't add up though. It was like there's still something else there. And then when I seen people talking about it, basically what we're talking about is YouTube launched an AI age verification on YouTube that it guesses how old you are based on the content you watch. And if it thinks that you're a teenager, it's going to shut off all mature rated content unless you say, hey, wait a minute, I'm not a teenager. I want to watch that stuff. Then you have to provide an ID claiming that, proving that you're 18 or older to be able to have restricted mode turned back off, which is just wild. Like, that's very
Yeah.
intrusive. That's very complicated. Half the time, people aren't even going to know that YouTube did anything. They're just going to stop seeing other people's videos.
Right. How often do you go up here and click and check if restricted mode is on
Exactly.
or off?
Never. And I seen a tweet from a YouTube exec saying, or a YouTube developer, pushing back saying restricted mode is never turned on automatically, that if it did get turned on, they would notify the person. Well,
Yeah.
notify them how? What, through email that they never check?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, so it's
Right.
like, there's definitely a good chance that people are getting this done and they have no idea about it.
Right. And the problem is that the AI algorithm that they're using is going through and marking any and every channel as age restricted.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's extreme. No matter how clean your content is, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So just to reference this one, because I know he's okay with me showing his channel, Gigabeef. So about a month to 2 months ago, dude was doing good. 67, 27K, 42,000, 25,000, 23,000, 53,000, 56,000, 43,000, 18,000, 54,000. You can see the trend. About a month ago, which his videos ramp over time too. I do know for sure on that.
Yeah.
But they were still getting okay views. Like 26K, 23K, 16, 17, 36, 13. But then you can see the switch happen. 13K, 10K, 5K, 16K, 6K, 4K, 12K, 5K, 33K, 12K, 3.9K, 25K, 14K, and then most recently 1.7, 7.4, 33, 1.2, 1.7, 1.2, 1.2, 1.7. Like it's just, and it's all throughout YouTube.
Yeah.
It's
It's
not just
everybody.
the Tarkov scene.
Yeah. It's
It's
everybody.
everybody. Linus Tech Tips, any of these major channels, you can go look at it right now and easily see a month ago views were normal, fine. Now they're just extremely low
Yeah.
comparatively.
Yeah.
I mean, you said you had seen some people saying 40 to 80%, 60%,
Yeah.
70%.
75 was a couple different people just comparing their average on year to year at this time.
Right.
Last year at this time, Big Fry, who's also like he reviews games and things, he had a lot less subs. Like now he's at the like 350K. I think at that time he said he had like 190 or 180 or something like that. So he's gained almost 200,000 subs, but from year to year he's dropped 75% in views. And it just, there's obviously something wrong with such a steep drop off. Like that just doesn't happen, you know. Um, but like you said, it's everybody. It's anybody that they can find a reason to say it's mature content, which includes video games that show any kind of violence, show any kind of guns. Then if you look at like
Language.
tech channels, yeah, you're talking about anybody using foul language. Even if they censor most of the harsh stuff, for some reason they're still getting labeled as mature.
Ass, hell, piss,
Yeah,
anything
yeah.
like that is.
But here's the craziest thing of all. It's like the AI is just guessing because there's no way
Yeah.
for it to know. So it's just guessing if a YouTube account has certain videos watched, it's taking a guess to say whether you're an adult or not. And then if it does happen to you, you have to basically figure out that it happened and then find a way to get them to reverse it. Which, as of right now, the only thing I've been able to see that actually works is you have to send them a photo ID, which is just crazy because that's a lot of steps that a lot of people aren't even going to want to do.
Yeah.
So that discourages people, even if they notice it, from even changing it because they don't know what it's doing. They don't know that it's turning off all these videos. They just think, oh, this creator just hasn't put out a video in a while.
Right.
There's
Right.
so many different creators, they can just go watch somebody else. And there's going to be family friendly stuff that they can find to watch. Eventually, they might realize, like, wait a minute, why am I never seeing this person now? But it's
Yeah.
like, how long is it going to take for that to happen for each person? And it's just such a bad
Invasive.
way to do
Yeah.
it. Yeah. And when you do it with AI, we've already read the horror stories of people that are completely not mature rated getting false flagged, people that are not stealing content, are not using copyrighted content. The AI is flagging people for all that stuff. So it's like there's just such a bad, bad system. The
Yeah.
AI is clearly
Feels
not
like there was
working
no
correctly.
testing. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and then when you go to appeal, you can't get in contact with anybody at YouTube. You can't talk to a person. It's all automatically done through a bot. Majority of the cases I've seen, whenever they appeal, it just gets automatically rejected. There's one way that people actually get in touch with YouTube, and that is they get their large community because they have to have that. If you don't have a large community,
Yeah.
you're
You're
not
not.
getting out of it.
Yeah.
But they get their large community to go to Twitter and tag YouTube over and over and over and over and over, so YouTube's forced to actually say something, and they actually get a person, a human being, to actually fix the problem because they don't want bad press. That's the only way people are getting this fixed. It just sucks, especially for smaller creators. I mean, it sucks for everyone, but smaller creators like us who have been trying to hit the 1K, like that's been our goal. We've been steadily climbing, doing pretty good when you look at, majority of the channels. We've been on a good pace, and then something like this happens. It's just, it sucks.
It does.
And
It does.
yeah, it's bad for YouTube as a whole. Like I said, YouTube's hurting themselves too because all these people that are getting less views, that's
That's less
less money
money for
YouTube's
them.
making also.
Right.
Yeah, because YouTube makes money from you. Like that's how it works. It's just there's got to be a change. I feel like there's going to be because this is so drastic that it's covering majority of the platform. It seems, and there's no way that can be the way that it is from here on out. That just it seems too drastic of a change.
Yeah. It's extreme. It's very extreme. And the fact that it's not working even remotely right. It's just
Yeah,
randomly picking
yeah,
things is not the way to do it. Randomly picking
no,
things and just then ignoring the actions from that too, and people trying to follow up with you and be like, "Hey, what the hell?" Like I saw Emerald Apple on here. No idea who it is, but they were talking about like, "Oh, hey, I have all kinds of my own original music and art that I upload, and you guys marked it as like scam or whatever and like stolen." And the entire thread of responses and things back and forth was just automated response after automated response. And they're like, "Oh, we reviewed it, manual ban or not manual ban, but automatic ban, whatever." And she's like, "How could you review it in less than 10 minutes? Like, it's just not possible. Like, how are you doing that?" So like And I've seen, I don't know, 10 more people talking about
Yeah,
it too, and it's just like all
yeah,
kinds of YouTube channels. I think that we could probably pull it up and find it in 2 seconds.
yeah. Matt Be Great was
New
another one.
age
He's
verification.
like 300K. He does college football stuff. Plays extra safe. Never shows copyrighted content. And there's tons of channels who do, and they're still fine. Well, all of a sudden, he wakes up one day and his YouTube channel is gone. His YouTube
Okay,
channel of like 4 years. And then he tries to contact YouTube. They tell him that, like you're stealing content. He sends them a video explaining everything, trying to reverse it, and they automatically deny it. The video has a view counter, and he made it, that way on purpose. And he didn't watch it himself, so the view would be at 0. And when he went and got the video after they denied him, the video was still at 0. So they didn't even read his response or watch his response. They automatically denied him. He ended up getting his community to tag him on Twitter. And then what do you know? As soon as he talked to a human, he got everything fixed. His channel's back, and they realized it was wrong.
crazy. Absolutely
Yeah,
crazy.
insane, insane.
But yeah, even like Charlie, uh, whatever his name is,
Moist.
Penguins, Moist Critical. Uh, you know,
He's got 3 names: Charlie, Moist Critical, Penguin Zero.
yeah, YouTube's new age verification is scary. Blah blah blah. Just a short that would typically have hundreds of thousands of views probably has 22K.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people don't even know. A lot
Yeah,
of people
it's
have no idea as of right now that it's happening because it just started about a month ago. So people are just now realizing, like, everyone's kind of probably wondering, like, why are my videos not doing so great? Well, this is the reason. And as of right now, YouTube's kind of not not bending on it, but I think they're going to with enough pressure because, like I said, it's bad overall for the platform. It's bad for creators. It's bad for YouTube themselves. It's not a system you can trust. It's not even doing anything like to help because people share accounts. You can't look at the videos that an account views and automatically assume, because if a account watches 5 videos that are mature and then their next 10 videos are like kids ones, are you just going to say that that's a
a
teen watching
child,
now?
right?
Yeah, what if it's their dad's account and at night when he puts his kids to sleep, he puts
He
on
goes and
YouTube
watches
and
his
lets them
YouTube.
watch?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, so
that's how
it's
mine
just such a
works.
dumb,
I
yeah,
have
it's such
child
a
content on
dumb
my
freaking
channel or
thing.
on my like watch history because
Yeah,
Willow's
yeah, you
one.
got kids, you know what I mean?
We
Like
have
they
so
want to
many
watch stuff
devices. Of
sometimes.
course, one of my emails is tied to one of theirs. You know what I mean? So it's like
Exactly.
it just
Well, like I
happens. That's
said,
the way it
then
is.
even if you're just sitting with your kids and they want to watch something,
Yeah,
you're
true.
not going to take
Yeah,
the time to switch out of your account just to go into their account. It's like
right.
you'll just put some stuff on. It's a really dumb way to, and considering Google is usually so smart when it comes to things like this, like
Right,
there's a
right, right.
reason that Google, is such a
Has
huge
been able to
company is
stay
because
ahead
they,
and
yeah,
yeah.
they innovate and their AIs always work very well.
Well,
And
and they make good
it,
choices most of the time.
yeah, it just seems like YouTube as of late, they've been making some really bad decisions over there. Like
Yeah.
they flip flop on things all the time. First you couldn't curse in your videos and then you would be demonetized. Then they
Now, so
changed
it's
it
the
for,
first
well,
2 minutes.
then they changed it. Yeah, you can curse, but you can't in the first couple minutes. Then they changed it to you can curse, just not like serious like F words. Like everything else is fine.
Right.
Now they change it back to you can curse anytime. You can. It's open season. Do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now you can curse in the first second. It's fine.
Right.
It just makes no sense. It's like they just flip flop on things so often, and it's when it becomes people's livelihood, people that
Right. Right.
depend on YouTube. It's just such a huge thing to be so careless with. And I get it. It's their storage. They own the servers that all this is on. It's all their stuff. I get it. But you can't let people build a career and then just strip it from them overnight. It's just not cool.
Yeah. Especially with no warning, no heads up, no nothing.
Yeah.
Pretty
And I
gruesome.
know they don't want to do that. I don't think they want to do that. Like,
No, I don't think so either. It's
asking them, I
YouTube
think
makes
they would
so
admit.
much money off of it. You know, it's like it doesn't make sense
Right.
to kill your
Yeah.
creators.
And that's what I'm saying. If you could talk to them, I think they would admit this is not working the way we want. Like something is wrong. Like, yeah, something's bad. That's why I have a little faith that it will get fixed. I think it's
Yeah, I
just
have no
they're
doubt. It's
probably
just dealing with it in the
scrambling
moment.
right now. Yeah.
Right.
Because I imagine more and more people are starting to notice, so they're probably getting just
More and
different.
more and more and
Yeah,
more.
they're probably
Yeah.
getting hit with stuff every day from people like, "Hey, something's up. What are you doing?" So hopefully, though, sooner rather than later, something happens. I think they should just roll it back. Would be the safe thing. Roll it back and then figure out how to make it better in the
Yeah.
future.
Yeah.
And like we were talking earlier, if you want to age restrict things, that's fine, but make it adult content, not mature
Right.
content. Not
Right.
because you shoot a gun in Tarkov, it's mature. Like there's gun games that are rated teen. You know, like you can play games as a teen that have
Roblox
guns in it.
has
Like
an Escape from Tarkov mod. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, yeah,
children's games are allowing this shit. What are you doing?
exactly.
You just get
So
out of it.
that's
It doesn't make a lot of sense.
and we like I said, we had to talk about this because a lot of people are being affected. I don't think a lot of people even understand. We're being extremely affected right now. As small as we are, it really hurts us.
Posted a video and it got 20 views.
Yeah,
And like, we don't do great by any means, but like for the size of the channel, I think we do well.
yeah. This last month has been
Typically would be a few hundred
noticeably.
views at least. We haven't. I don't know. It's just it's noticeable. You know what I mean? It is
Yeah,
noticeable, and I think just more people that hear about it, even if only a few of you guys get to listen to it, tell your friends. Spread it around.
yeah. Let people know. And a way to check to see if you have been hit by it is when you're on the main YouTube page, you have your profile picture up in the top right corner. If you click on that, it'll have a drop down, and that right there has a tab or it has a little slider that you can enable called restricted mode. That's basically what's happening is the AI is turning restricted mode on automatically for people that it thinks are teenagers. So you can check and see if you have that on. If you have that on, then you've been missing out on a lot of your content that you normally watch because it's just hiding.
Yep.
Um, there was something else. I can't remember what it was.
To do with the YouTube stuff, I can't remember either. I feel like we covered most of it. We definitely covered the things that are important.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, yeah, on our stuff, like even when we first got started, was at like 150, 200 subs. Like we would do a Talking Tarkov and get 1,000 views, if not more. You know what I mean? Like the one we put out last week, I think hasn't even hit 200
172 is where it's
views.
at. Yeah, I just seen it on
That's
the YouTube
the
page.
lowest Talking Tarkov we've ever done, and right now we have the highest amount of subs that we've ever had. So it shows something is definitely wrong. Like something's backwards there. That should not be happening. We just gotta hope they fix it soon.
For sure. And that's all we can do is wait and see what happens.
Yeah.
Um,
Yep.
Obviously, we're not going to quit posting. Obviously, nothing's going to change on this end. I don't imagine. We might, if things persist and continue this way long enough, we may look into a way of getting around it.
Yeah. If there is a way, we might have to alter some things, but it's not gonna like drastically change the channel.
Ear Lake
We can't do
athlete
that.
Tarkov content will always be a thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I love Tarkov too much. But yeah, we'll see what we have to do if we have to do anything at all. It's a wait and see moment. But yeah, just like any of your other creators right now, if you want to watch their content and you're not seeing it, just look them up. They're most likely still there, just not getting put on the homepage for the obvious reasons stated.
Yeah.
But yeah, move. That's I can't think of anything else on that one. Can you? Like, is there?
No, nope. I think that's it. I think
Okay.
that's it.
Moving on, we'll cover a couple things in Tarkov, and then there's a couple things I wanted that we could talk about, just gaming wise. So Tarkov had another quick update. They made some balancing changes. Increased. I cannot talk today, dude. I've mixed up so many words. Increased
I
the
mean,
maximum offer slots on Flea Market to 2. Returned the full Peacekeeper and Jaeger loyalty level 4 item range. Increased experience multiplier for finishing a raid with killed in action or missing in action status. Um, so we're just slowly reverting back to regular Tarkov. I called it
yeah,
or said it, I don't know, a couple months back, like pretty early on when they started reverting changes. I was like, "Oh, that's the end of that. We're into the softcore wipe now." But we're 1 month away, like exactly 1 month away from 1.0. So we should be getting close to like in-game events or in-wipe events.
yeah.
Depending
You would
at the end of
think.
the last wipe of you know the beta, I would imagine that they would do something pretty cool. Typically, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The big event is still due, like the cultist event, the final event, the event that leads into 1.0. I think is still coming, and I think that's why it's not being talked about or mentioned. I think they're just going to spring it on us all of a sudden,
Yeah.
and that's going to be that.
What do you think is gonna happen? How do you think this is gonna play out? After all the years of Tarkov, all the years of speculating and seeing what they've done and speculating and then getting the reveal with us moving into 1.0, knowing that we're most likely getting some pretty gnarly event, it wouldn't make sense not to. What do you think they are going to do?
I think it's going to be some kind of event similar to the ones we've had where it's a community like working towards something, like everybody like
Yeah.
pitching in, and like I think it's going to be something like that, something to do with cultists. I think cultists are going to be like everywhere, and I think it's going to tie into the origin story of the beginning of Escape from Tarkov, kind of what starts. Um, Basically, you know how we think when we hit 1.0, like we're going to start in ground zero.
Right.
I think this is going to be everything that leads up to that. I think this is going to be the cultists getting a hold of the nuke, and somehow we're going to have an event about that,
Yeah, that's
and
kind
we're
of
going
where
to
I'm
like
at
have to
too.
try to stop them, or they're going to,
Yeah. Yeah.
and yeah, they're going to put cultists on every map, and you're going to have to like kill so many to try to stop them, and
Right.
somehow we're still
Find
not going to
certain
be able to stop them.
items.
Like
Yeah.
they're still going to be
No,
able to
it's always
do
going to
it.
happen. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's going to be 1.0 when it happens. That's what I think, anyways.
Well, that's kind of honestly, it's pretty in line with what I was thinking. Similar to like Labyrinth, where we had gotten all the reveal stuff and had the EMP being built and everything in front of us and all this stuff happening. Um, it just kind of feels natural. It feels right to assume that we're gonna have cultists with the priests back, right? The priests have to be back.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
hope
Yeah,
I
yeah.
hope they're back. Anyways, it's like my main
The
hope
three
right now.
bosses. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and then maybe some of the bosses that may possibly be working with the cultists if that's a thing, but I don't know. I've been like scratching my head on this for a few weeks, and I'm like, I've got a few different ideas. But I was thinking like Tequila, Killa, the ones that are there for chaos, like those guys might
yeah,
be just like in the mix. Like, yeah, I don't give a fuck. Like, let's get to it.
yeah, yeah,
Um, something like that, like geeked up again, like potentially on every map. Probably maybe even have to deal with the radiated zones again, which would be cool. I think that would be awesome if we had to worry about like gas masks in certain areas being on lockdown and we had to like go get inside these areas and kill a shit ton of cultists and like fight your way through to get a specific key card or two to go to whatever specific map to get into this bunker to do this thing, right? Like that's what my brain wants to say is going to be the event. And then
yeah,
like in consistency with what you were saying, it would be community tied in some way, shape, or form, like killing X amount of cultists, getting X amount of the vials of whatever we need or whatever the
yeah,
fuck it
yeah. Something
is.
like
You know
that.
what I mean? Like I could see him doing that because those events always played out well and they were always really fun.
Yeah,
Um,
it's like it tied in well with the zombie event where we had to get the water samples and all that stuff. You
yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah.
Like,
Had to go around and like put things in certain places, get certain things, get the gas,
yeah,
like just all kinds of
and it was
stuff. Like that
fun.
was yeah, it was
Yeah.
fun. It was working as a community is always fun too. Um, I don't think it'll be like the extortion event, like where they'll like give us billions and billions of rubles, right?
No, no, no,
Um,
no.
but I think it will be community focused. Another idea I had
Yeah,
was the Halloween event with the crazy Zerachi. Maybe like
yeah,
cultist priests like that, like geeked
yeah.
up,
I
like
can see that.
super priests, like Catholics. Um,
Well, um, here's the thing, though. They don't really have to. Like, they can kind of go crazy with this one since
they can,
it's leading
yeah,
leading to a wipe, leading to the beginning of the story. So it's like this is all kind of getting thrown out. Everything that's happening now is technically going to be in the future because we're starting at the beginning
right, right,
again. So
right,
we're kind of rewinding
exactly.
time. So yeah, they can kind of go crazy with the bosses. They can bring like the possessed Zerachi bag. They can bring like the freaking possessed scavs that like had the
Do you
blue
remember the Red
flames on
Hoods?
them, and
Yeah. Well, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, wasn't
yeah,
there the
there's so much
Scav
stuff
boss
they
for
can
a
bring back.
while?
What is it?
What about that Scav boss everybody talks about? Like the red hooded Scav boss or whatever?
I don't know about that one.
Isn't there? I don't think it was ever in the game. I think it was just something that people had talked about, like a geeked up Scav boss
Oh,
or something
okay, okay, yeah,
like that. You
maybe.
know what I mean? Like that could be cool. We never saw
Oh,
anything
yeah,
with
I
that.
don't. I know there was like in the blue flame scavs, like if
Maybe that's what
because
it was.
there's these little like statues or these little, I don't even know what it was. I can't remember. There was something like they would all like be around and they were guarding it and you had to
You had to.
destroy it, but
Yeah.
like they would worship it, and somehow if you didn't like destroy it in time, they would summon like a crazy like spirit, and like that might have been what people was talking about, because I think that had a hood on it and stuff, and like
Maybe.
I can't remember a lot
But there's
about it
so
though,
much you
because
could
I
do. What about like
yeah
the shoreline boss event where all bosses on shoreline?
yeah
That shit was
yeah
fucking great.
that was insane. That was
Yeah.
insane.
You know, like
That
there's
was
so many
one of
things
my
they could
favorite
do.
times. Yeah,
Tsunami weather, constant cultists, priests, fucking overloaded cultists. Like every enemy is a cultist. Everywhere
and
you
that's
go,
the
it's
thing.
just cultist fight. Like there's so much they could
That would
do.
be wild. Like all cultists on the map everywhere. Like no
It's always
scavs.
night.
It's
It's
just
always raining
cultists.
hard, and it's always
Yeah,
cultists. Yeah, like that would be fucking insane.
people would hate it.
I would love it.
No, we would love it. Yeah,
Yeah,
people
dude,
would
that would
hate
be
it though.
so good. Like I feel like that would be
I
a lot
can't
of fun.
see. What am I
I
going to
can't
do? I
hear. I
can't get
can't
night
see. I keep getting
vision.
stabbed. Yeah, that's the point.
But yeah, like I think they're going to go all out. I think it's going to be something major,
I hope.
and
I
I,
hope.
I I think it would only make sense to draw back from some of the craziest and coolest events that we've had, and kind of mix those all in. Like that makes sense. It makes sense to give us one last go before we actually get into, normal Tarkov. Give us some crazy, crazy Tarkov.
Yeah, let us go nuts. No inertia if you can. Let the people that want all the movement changes back. Like if it's
I'm not down for
possible,
that. I'm not
give
down
them
for
what
that.
they want. If it means
I
we
don't want
get
the no
some
inertia.
wild ass shit, I would be okay with it for a couple weeks.
I just don't want the no inertia, because I think all that's going to do is,
Is make people bitch until it comes back full time.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't want it
But
either.
I think it's also just going to mess everything up, and like I just think everything mechanic wise is tied so deep. If you
Right.
do that, guns are going to feel so bad. Like your shooting's going to feel so weird, and I just feel like there's nothing positive. Now, yeah, it would make a lot of people happy, but
It would cause
I
more
just,
problems long run.
yeah, I feel like it would be bad for the community. Because then, like you said, I feel like everyone at 1.0 is going to be like, oh, now we're back to the slow, feeling like I'm running in mud. Like, take us back. We want no inertia at all. I want to jump and do 360s. And,
Right, right.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, I
that's
want
fair.
to just keep running past where you can't see me. I can just peek walls and just run back and forth, run back and
Yeah,
forth. Like,
true.
I
It
feel
would
like
be a
it'd be
problem.
poisonous. Yeah.
The movement's already you can get away with a lot with the current movement.
Yeah.
Like, sure, it's
You can still do
somewhat
crazy stuff.
limited, but if you just level your skills a little bit, like it doesn't take much in the strength and endurance to actually be able to move pretty decently, especially in tight areas when you just want to like jiggle peek or whatever you want to do, like jumping
But yeah,
around, running around. It's so easy. It's not that hard
it would be cool if we could have things like that, and then
without it
people will be fine
causing
going
long
back.
running issues.
Yeah, people will
Yeah,
be fine going back to normal, but I just don't think we're there. Because people still to this day act like, you know what I mean? Like it's the worst thing in the world without inertia or with inertia. So it's like if you give a few people a taste of it and then take it away again, like it's just
right,
going to be
right. It's
so
gonna make it
awful. That's all
worse.
we're going to
Yeah,
hear about. Yeah.
that's true. That's true. That is fucking true.
But it
Um,
would be cool if we could get that and could just mess around. But like I
it
said,
would, yeah.
I don't think people
Maybe what
are.
they should do is like on the PvE side, or even like if you go to offline, there's a toggle for no inertia. You know what I mean? Like just some way to
Well, it's
let the
like,
people have fun. I don't want it in base
I
game
just,
though. I really don't because
yeah,
the movement's fine. Everything feels good the way it is. I'm happy with Tarkov how it plays.
well, and there's enough cool stuff that they could do just with, other things. I just don't think it's even needed, really. I feel like
It's
if
not.
they brought back some of the crazy events and the bosses and stuff, I think that would be enough.
I think so. Yeah, for sure. I
Because like
absolutely think
we
so.
talked about before, there's stuff that they only use one time, and we only seen it one time, and we've never seen it again.
Yeah,
Like
which
the
also makes
Halloween
me
events,
extremely excited
when
for 1.0 stuff.
yeah, because we used to have
Assuming a lot of
Halloween
that comes
events
back.
where everything there was like the pumpkins and
Oh yeah.
everything had like candles in it and everything was
Right?
foggy and
Yeah,
like
that was cool.
it was all spruced up and looked really creepy
I
and
forgot
cool and
about that.
spooky.
Yeah.
And it's like they only done that one time for one Halloween, and then like the next Halloween they done something completely different, and it just wasn't as good.
They could
So it's
absolutely
like
just like dig into the
yeah,
vault and just like
they
bring
have
so much stuff
all that
back.
stuff sitting there. Yeah, all that
It
stuff
would
is
be a
still
really good
just
way to kick off 1.0 too and like
it would.
commemorate all the stuff we've been through over the years. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that, but I think sure there might be some things that would be problematic, like kind of hard to pull off. I don't know. I can't remember all the events maybe, but you could also just roll them out like day 1, day 2 is this, day 3, day 4 is this. You got a month, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, and just do what's possible without, having to put much work into it. Majority of that stuff should be
Drag
able
and
to
drop as
just
that
be
stuff.
plugged in. Yeah, it should be able
Yeah.
to just be plugged in. Now, sure, some of it was very old and the engines changed a lot, so there
Right.
might
That's
be
what I
some
was
things
thinking.
that are impossible. But when it comes to bosses and AI, like all that stuff should be possible because that
Yeah.
has not
Yeah. Yeah.
changed
Yeah.
much.
No,
You know what I mean?
for sure. And like I assume it wouldn't be super hard to just add, weather effects more heavily into the fall season too, just because
Yeah,
it's,
yeah.
when it
They've
gets close to
shown
spooky time and things like that, and then we're already getting closing in on 1.0, it's like, why not, right?
yeah, they've shown that they have a way to affect weather
On
more
the
than they
fly.
show us. Yeah,
Right.
because
Right.
like when snow first started, we just got the instant snowstorm. Streets go from being, just clear to being covered in snow. Like it added up over time. Like
Yeah.
we haven't seen that again since the first time. Like
No.
now we just get it starts as winter and it ends as winter. Like that
Right.
was the first time we got a actual
Be in
progressive
raid, see the
change.
winter
Yeah, as
grow.
we're
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
That
So
was
it's like
cool.
there's got to be things that they can do on the fly that, might be coming, might be something that is going to be utilized later on, but it's like you can give a taste of some things to come and some of the old things that everyone loved and just mix it all together for like the last event.
And that's what we hope for. That's what we would
Yeah.
love for you guys to do. It would be so cool.
And
It really would.
I really assume that's what they're going to do. Like I really believe they will. Like
It feels
us
right.
getting, well, and us getting the roadmap a while back and always having that final event with the cultist symbol and it always being just differentiated than everything else on the maps. It was like it just kind of always hinted that that's a special and like there's something big going on right there.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. Looking forward to it. No idea when it may start or if we're, actually going to get these things. It feels like we would. It makes sense that we would. It feels right that we would. So hopefully we do to some degree or another. But yeah, I expect pretty major things for the event. Last event before 1.0, last anything before 1.0. We are so close. Let us have that just crazy fun. They've already said they're bringing back a lot of the old stuff that they want, like that we want to try out again or anything like that. They've talked about. So we know something's happening. We just don't know what yet. But moving on, I do have this short I want to show you guys, and then from there we'll go to the the deleted image that we almost got to see, and then it was taken away, but we ended up finding it, so that was cool. Psycho Gila. Oh, BTR. I love the Borderlands 4 reference. Dude, it's so good. Claptrap running through the Psycho, but it's the Gila. With the Uzi pistol. Are those actual guns? Yeah, those are Tarkov guns. That would be cool too. So if that's something that they could do, and it was an idea that I hadn't really processed entirely yet, but it was an idea. When I saw this short, I was like, dude, they could just like have this fictitious crate on each boss's back, and when you kill them, the crate opens, right? And it becomes visible, or it just drops a bunch of gear or whatever. But you could just have like the craziest of crazy builds, like meta this, meta everything, top end pieces,
Yeah,
and they
yeah,
could have like a rarity system to them. We already know they can add a rarity, or at least like for the enhancements, they can add collar and things. So it wouldn't
right.
take much for them to do something like that. Now, would those bosses be extra geeked and stuff? I would hope so. I would hope so, but it would just be cool to see something. The possibilities with this are literally endless. Like it could go so
Yeah,
far in so many different directions. I love it. I can't wait to see what happens. But yeah, it just drops a bunch of stuff. It's cool. But the other thing I wanted to cover here is Nikita posted this picture, and then do you know how long after he deleted it, or how quickly he
I have
deleted
no
it?
idea. Yeah, I have no idea. I just
Yeah, I
seen
don't
one
either.
peg's post and he, had captioned it as Nikita had posted it and deleted it.
Yeah. But yeah, this is interesting. So here's the hovercraft. Here is somebody. Assumedly this is terminal, and that is a giant cloud of smoke and explosion. I would assume EMP going off over the streets of Tarkov, Ground Zero type area. If I had to
Yeah,
guess, it would make sense.
looks like an actual nuclear blast. Like someone just dropped a nuke and it's one of the mushroom clouds starting to form.
Yeah. So a running theory that we've kind of discussed here, um, before recording this at least, was since we are currently playing ahead of time of what 1.0 releases, with 1.0 release, it's right when the EMP goes off at ground zero, when the explosion happens, everything goes down, and we're dropped in at that moment, right? Or at least shortly after that moment.
Yeah.
So the thing we were talking about was kind of if we're playing in it ahead of time, maybe this event will be retroactively leading into 1.0, like showing us, giving us a little bit of story progression as to what we're actually doing here, what we're trying to stop, what we're getting in our hands on before 1.0 as we lead into 1.0. That way we know when 1.0 starts, it kind of makes sense the end event versus the beginning event, and it being the same event wouldn't really be an issue that way.
No.
Like if they had us like trying to kill cultists to deal with this EMP going off, and then as the event ends right before 1.0, we see the explosion happen. It the story can pick up pretty well anywhere from that point, telling us any direction we want to go in, right? So
Yeah.
I think it makes sense. And it also is another great way to just tie up everything with the beta leading into all this. And then, knowing 1.0 starts at the bang, end in a bang, right? Come in with a bang, out with a bang,
Yeah.
and just
Yep. Start and end. Yep. And that's the other cool thing is we've already got confirmations that people who got to try some of the early builds of at PAX and things, they said that they started by watching a cutscene that basically brought them up to speed on kind of how things had got the way they were and why they were doing what they were doing. So that kind of falls in line with what we think is going to happen anyways. Is
yeah,
even if you don't play right now and you don't get to experience the event and see what happens, when you probably start 1.0, you're going to get that cutscene. You're going to get a pretty long cutscene that kind of ties everything together so you know exactly what happened and why you're there and what's going on. So it's like no matter what they do, the cool thing is we're all starting from the same timeline and it's going to be explainable to where it still makes sense.
yeah,
And we get to start, technically at the
where we
beginning.
left off slash beginning. Yeah,
Yeah.
which is kind of
Yeah.
cool. That
Yeah.
would be cool. If that's how the beta goes, that would be sick. But yeah. So we already, yeah, like you said, we know where we're heading. Um, I do have so many questions about this image though, right? Is that who is that? I guess, and gosh, I mean, like if this is how the beta comes to a close, the only thing I don't understand is like the shot from the uh, I can't think of the word for this thing, the hovercraft.
Mhm.
But you had a decent reason for it, at least, or a good idea for it. Like as
Yeah.
the explosion's going off, like that could potentially be us coming off the boat, maybe, or was that what it was?
Yeah, well, it could be us, it could be anybody. It could be just pictures of people rushing to the boat to try to leave. It could be people rushing into Tarkov to try to like take advantage of the situation that's getting ready to happen. It could be like they could frame it pretty much however they want. And I'm sure, like I said, we're going to get these little mini movies. This could be a scene out of that that just shows different angles from people seeing the
Yeah,
blast. You
I
know what I
mean that
mean?
could
This
even true,
it could
very
be
true.
part of how they introduce uh, the hovercraft and things and terminal. Like part of
Right,
introducing it could be a cutscene, showing people there and showing, like a big explosion, then everybody looking off in the distance and showing that explosion. Um, and it could show it from every map. It could show like a picture maybe of all bosses, like each of the respective bosses on each of their maps, kind of all hearing like the explosion and all looking up.
right.
Now
Yeah,
that doesn't make sense for a beginning because technically those bosses shouldn't
we
be there
wouldn't know
yet.
about them, and they're not there
Yeah.
yet. Yeah,
So that's why I think more or less it's probably going to be the beginning of people trying to leave Tarkov, people seeing it and trying to
part of the
flee.
evacuation. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And that's why I think you see the hovercraft thing, because there's probably a lot of people trying to get on that hovercraft to escape Tarkov.
which would actually make, perfect sense based off of what we
Yeah,
know about how Tarkov ends, not just with the terminal stuff that we've seen, but with the raid movie. Um, Knowing that our goal when to escape Tarkov, at least primary goal, if we don't go other routes, right, is to get on this hovercraft and get out. And supposedly it's within a short amount of time of the event taking place. I don't know how short or how long we are supposed to have been there, but it's within reason, right? Like a year or whatever.
right.
So it would make sense for the place to just still be constantly busy, especially if that's the one way in, one way out, at least one legal
Yeah.
way in, legal way out. So,
Yeah, because if you notice, there's not a lot of citizens left in Tarkov. So it's like
right.
majority of the people booked it, and that's probably one of the ways a lot of people got out.
Well, and also it is, there's UN peacekeepers, there's the Bear faction, there's the Russian Federation, there's USEC, there's Terror Group, and then there's people that are bringing supplies in and out of
Yeah, yeah.
Tarkov, and the airdrops are getting brought in some way somehow. Like all these things are happening. There's scavengers on the outskirts of Tarkov with mortars, and there's a lot going on all the way around. So it would arguably you could just say like it could be supplies being brought in, it could be USEC or the Russian Federation stocking up and just getting coming off the ship, maybe
Well,
even for what or for, for whatever purpose they may have. So
I just say the biggest thing is because it looks like it's just happening, like it's the very beginning, like the nuke has just dropped. So it looks like as of where that
Jesus.
picture is being taken from or where that person is looking from, technically everything should still be normal. Everything should still be before the nuke, like before the city was like destroyed and before the economy was wiped out. This should still be old times because it's before the actual nuke. So
I mean, we
it
know there
could
was an
just be,
evacuation notice, and then we assume this happens very shortly after.
yeah. So it could just be the original people just kind of looking off in the distance as they're trying to get away. Who knows?
Yeah, well, that's the thing too, right? Like it's open for a reason. It can
Yeah,
go, well, not necessarily open to us. They've
yeah,
purposely given us just crumbs and scraps and little bits and things. And had Nikita had it this way, we would not have seen this screenshot. So, um,
yeah. The real question is, why did he delete it?
yeah, why post it then delete it? Are we missing something? Is there something we're not seeing? Like I feel like
Yeah,
there's
yeah. That's
because
that's
this doesn't feel that bad. This feels
no,
okay.
and it doesn't tell us anything that we didn't already know.
Right. Hovercraft, people, bomb, terminal.
Yeah,
And we're not seeing anything outside of that, anything that's like damning or evidence of any kind. Um, but yeah, interesting. Nikita posted, deleted, and then we're speculating based off one peg. Thanks, one peg. Appreciate that. Um, yeah, I'm so excited for 1.0. I'm just ready for answers, right? Like, there's so many hundreds of questions throughout the decade of Tarkov, almost decade.
yeah,
That while we have answers for some things, we don't have answers for a lot of things, and there's still a lot of stuff. Even knowing the raid movie and like flipping through the books a little bit, especially now, I have copies of all three of them. Um,
yeah. And we don't have
there's still
confirmation
so
that
many
it's going to
questions.
be 1-to-1. Like there's still
Right?
things
Yeah,
they
we
could
don't know how
change.
accurate. Yeah, they
A
did say
lot
you
of
can
stuff.
learn from the raid movies, but didn't say like
Yeah.
that's it. So
Well, I'm sure a lot of stuff is going to be very similar as far as like timeline and events, but I also know over time the Tarkov community, we've guessed at a lot of things, and then over time taken those things and changed them to facts when really we don't know.
right, right,
So
right.
it's like there's a lot of stuff in the lore that people have just said, okay, yeah, that's what's going to
This
happen,
is
and
what
we
it is. Yeah,
technically, yeah, we
we're not for
technically
sure
don't
yet.
know. And this is finally the first time where we're actually going to know, and it's
Yeah,
it's crazy to think after so long of just being,
mindlessly
being in the
speculating. Yeah,
yeah, being in the environment, just trying to think about what's going to happen here, what's going to happen there, trying to just put pieces together from the clues and what Nikita said and what the raid series did and the books. It's like we're finally just going to get the real deal,
yeah,
and
yeah.
it's exciting.
No tinfoil hats, no nothing. Which I'm sure,
Nope.
I have no doubt in my mind. Like they plan expansions. There's potentially the sequel or the second game that they want to make. That's Russia 2028 or whatever it may be now. There's things that are going to continue to take place
Yeah.
after 1.0. But these initial answers are a lot of the questions that we've been asking because that's the only questions we've had to ask. As new things are introduced or, gaps are left in the story, that's where we start the next journey. But
Yeah.
getting
Yeah. Because if
those
the
A to
story,
B, we got answers. We know why, we know how, we know what, we know this, we know that. We can build the
well,
rest in it over time.
it's a huge story that's been told in so
Oh,
many different
absolutely.
ways. Like it's
Yeah,
been
yeah,
told,
it's
like I
massive.
said, through the books, it's been told through the movies, it's been told through the game. And it's like it's it's cool to actually see it just all come together. And for the first time, we don't have to guess. We just get to see it, play it, and just know,
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's just a cool thing when you spend so long. Because most things you don't wait that long. You don't wait 10 years to
No,
find out what happened, you
no.
know. But this we've been playing, pieces of it, getting hints in the game we play. We've been watching the raid series and getting hints in it. We've looked through the books, got hints through them. It's all been pointing towards this time pretty much, and we finally just get to see it.
1 month out. We are 30 days
Yeah, that's
away,
crazy.
fellas. Ladies and gentlemen, Tarkov 1.0 is
That
so
is crazy.
close. We know the date. Prep your calendar. Sure, day one might be rough, right? It always is, especially with it being 1.0. I imagine with them going to Steam and everything else, we've got new server capacities or at least more servers. Um, but I would still
Yeah, because
anticipate some pretty long load times and potentially some queues.
if you remember at the beginning of this wipe, that was one thing they did very well is the wait times weren't that bad.
No, they weren't. For the maps that we were allowed to be on, they weren't bad.
Yeah, I didn't have many like issues as far as like servers cutting out, like dropping like completely out of games like you normally do,
Right,
or
right.
like not even being able to log in through the launcher. I didn't have that problem at all. Like I could just
No,
log
yeah,
right in
everything
every
was good.
time. Like
Yep.
so they've definitely already improved that. But like yeah, like you said, adding a bunch of new players more than likely, it's very good chance we could see some, early rough patches. But I don't think it's something that's going to be like it used to be.
No, I think we're way past that, hopefully. Um, but never put it out of the realm of possibilities. Any game, even
Right.
games like World of Warcraft, get hit with crazy queues sometimes. So it's like
Pod does
you
it
just
every year.
never know. Yeah, COD absolutely gets hit with it. Um, I would expect they, like I said, increase some servers capacity or at least added more servers or something. But I would, if you're planning to take time off of work, I would definitely just like plan to try to get a couple days, not just one day. And if you have to pick a day, pick day two. That's my
Yeah, it's
opinion.
funny because the Call of Duty servers and the BattleNet servers go down every year when they drop a
Yeah,
COD for whatever reason.
right.
And you're
It's
talking
rough.
one of the richest, biggest companies in the world, and they still
Yeah,
can't keep
they
their
cannot
servers
get it
right.
right. Yeah, WoW's really bad about it too, and the Amazon New World, that one had some issues too. Like it just happens.
Yep.
You never know. You expect X players, prep for X players, and then double that show up. So it's just one of those things. Just give it time.
Yep.
But yeah, it's definitely gonna be playable. I think. I don't think anybody will not be able to get in. But I sometimes eat my own words. That's pretty much everything about Tarkov I have to bring up. Actually, there's one more thing. The community of Tarkov. So on the post about things that they've fixed or changed, I should say, guys, I need you to understand, and I don't think we've stressed this enough or could stress this enough. The test drive task line is getting fixed. Changes are being made to the test drive task line. We know this for a fact. You do not have to continue to ask for it over and over and over again. It drives me nuts because, like, on that, just scrolling through, the two things people are complaining about is test drive task line, get it fixed. You said you'd fix it, fix it. Why is it not fixed? Fix it. And flea market level 15. Like that's it. And they
Yeah,
understand those
I've
things.
seen
They
it.
know those things. Like I can understand the flea market. That's fine. But the test drive shit, like shut up. Shut the fuck up
Yeah.
about test drive.
Even when the
like
question has nothing to do with test drive, I've seen people
yeah.
post like, "Hey, like, I had fun playing Tarkov, and I'm glad you guys are, getting to 1.0. When's test drive getting fixed?" Like
Yeah.
that's how their questions go, and it's like, dude, calm down.
We know
Like
for a
you said, we
fact.
know it's happening. They've
Yeah.
said it It's written down. You go to the Tarkov community, it's listed. That's something they are definitely changing. Like, there are ways to see what's coming, and we all know 1.0 is coming. So, obviously, anything big when it has to do with task, probably going to come with 1.0. There's no reason to
Yeah,
change a bunch of stuff right now when we got a month left.
right. And we know they're doing a bunch of switching up of tasks or whatever. They're reworking the tasks. I don't know exactly, but they're making some major changes to tasks.
Yeah.
Test drive specifically has been mentioned. Can we just stop? Like, it just doesn't. It doesn't make sense. It's just a silly thing to bring up. There's so much better constructive criticism out there you could put forward. You know, just
Yeah. It's weird.
pay attention. That's all. If you know they said it 5 to 6 months ago, don't bring it up 6 months later when you know 1.0 is 30 days away. Just seems redundant. And it drives me nuts because
I'll,
sometimes I like to read the fucking comments. Sometimes I like to see how the community's feeling. You know what I mean? Like, I want to know what everybody's got going on and their thoughts and processes. But when everybody's like, test drive, test drive, test drive, it's like, come on. There's more shit than test drive out
well,
there. There's more things going on. And we know it's getting fixed.
yeah, unfortunately, like you said, it's
It
just
makes you
people
want to
just, they
not read
don't,
comments.
well, they just, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, I can't explain it.
Yeah, it's impossible. But that's okay. It's just a small rant I wanted to have real quick. Moving on, we have some cool stuff coming out very soon or just dropped. One of those things being Active Matter, which is available to be played right now. You can go to activematter.game and check that out. Here's the website. Um, they increased the difficulty a lot. I guess I haven't been on it yet.
It's
I've been
tough.
grinding Tarkov like
It's tough.
crazy, but beta to full release seems like they've made some major changes. Um,
Yeah.
it's a lot of
Um,
fun. It's got crazy movement to it. It's got good guns, good mechanics. Everything feels pretty solid. Like,
yeah.
it's definitely worth checking out and playing. It's got a really cool twist on the extraction shooter genre.
Yeah.
It's unique
It's
and it's
very,
common.
yeah, it's a PvPvE game, just like Tarkov, where you play against other players and you play against the environment. Your AI enemies in this game are very difficult. They are probably harder than the PvP. I have died more to AI than I have to
Oh yeah,
players by far.
yeah, yeah.
Um, and I've watched so many people play in duos and quad or in 3-man teams, and they are still not making it out. And that's with the ability to, res your teammate after he dies, and you
Share
get second
shit, help each
chances,
other
and
out. Yeah,
you got three people fighting the monsters. It's like playing it solo, which is what I've been doing,
brutal.
is yeah, it's rough, but it's also rewarding. It When you make it out, you actually accomplish something. Like,
Yeah,
I probably have, I don't know, if I had to guess, I probably have about a 30 to 40% survival rate right now. I haven't looked, but I guarantee you it's that low. But I still feel good about it because you know what I mean? Like,
well, and that's what
I've
we
made it
want.
out. Yeah, I've made it out, and I still am able to play. Like, they make it to where you don't have to survive every raid. Like, you're still getting things, you still get rewards, you still get
Task
money.
progression and yeah,
Yeah, you can complete tasks. Not every task requires you to extract. So
right.
it's like, I was just, before we got on here, I was playing, and as I was getting ready to finish a raid before we started our talking Tarkov, and I had a great raid. I was at the very end of it. I had like 6 minutes left. I was maxed out on the active matter you can gather in raid, which is kind of like how you get money in the game. I was maxed out on just gear I'd found. I was doing so good, and I die with like 6 minutes left right by the extract. But you know what?
Yeah.
I was
Well,
fine. I still
and
made a
that's
ton of money. I still
right.
got 7 missions done. Like, it makes it to where it's not over just because you don't make it out.
Yeah. Well, and that's how it should feel. It should feel rewarding to survive, but it should not be easy.
Right.
And they do really well about that because they keep the extraction zones like kind of loaded with with critters, with fucking monsters. Um, and
Oh, there's new
there's such a
monsters, buddy.
diverse. Yeah, well, I was gonna say
There's new
even in
ones
the
that you
beta there
haven't
was
seen.
like a very diverse lineup of enemies to fight. And yeah, I've seen that they've added stuff, but I haven't paid attention to like what exactly got added. I saw that massive fucking spider thing they added. I
Yeah,
saw a
they
couple other
added a
things. I can't remember what, but
poltergeist.
of course, there's already
They added a
gnarly shit in the game.
poltergeist that you can't see. It sounds like a little girl laughing, and like sometimes crying and sometimes talking, and
What
you'll
the
hear it
fuck?
just whisper like in your ear when you're in a house. And it'll just like start moving all around you and start throwing things off the shelves at you. It's
What the hell?
wild. I had no idea about it. Like I
Yeah,
didn't know anything about it. I walk in this house and I start hearing this little girl and I'm like, is someone VoIPing? I was like, what
right.
is going on? And then I just like sitting there and all of a sudden things get thrown at me and I'm like, what the hell is this? And then the girl starts laughing and crying and like sounds like a little baby. I'm like,
Oh
okay,
my
this is
god.
weird. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's
weird.
terrifying. Well, there's already like, the flower creeper guys that you can
Yeah.
kind of see in the background of the picture on the homepage. There's the black liquidy looking guys that are kind of crazy, like the oil covered looking dudes that have like the spikes protruding out of them, like the active matter possessed dudes or whatever. Um, there's the stone enemies that you can't kill. You just have to. They're like the
Mhm.
weeping angels from Doctor Who. You got to stare at them while you backtrack out of the fucking area because if not, those ones are rough because like they can circle around you and it gets like
And
kind of into a pickle.
you can kill them with grenades.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the one way.
There's like enlarged versions of enemies for bosses in type situations like that are just stronger, like geeked up ones. There's these
Yeah,
crazy floating black balls of something, black and green. They're gnarly looking, just giant black balls floating flying at your head. No, but they'll land next to you and like start attacking you and shit. There's the floating matter ball things that'll fuck you up. There's like everything wants you dead. Everywhere you go, everything
yeah,
you see, everything that moves, sometimes things that don't move, it all wants you dead. But it's a lot of fun. It is so much
yeah,
fun. It's rough. It is absolutely not the easiest extraction shooter. It's
yeah.
probably one of the
It's
harder
hard.
ones.
Yeah, it's
But
hard. Very hard.
it is very rewarding. I know for a fact when I was playing in the beta too, like I was dying consistently, and not only did I not care, but I was having fun, like you said, and I was
Yeah,
still getting things
same.
accomplished.
Yep. And it's early in development. It just now launched on their site,
Yeah,
but it's going to launch on Steam at the beginning of the year. Probably on Epic too, if I had to guess.
yeah,
Um,
I'd say it'll be everywhere.
it's $30, I believe. I think that's what it costs for the regular version, and then they have kind of like Tarkov used to do it. They have like an advanced edition, then they have like a premium edition. I think the highest edition is like $80. I think the middle edition is
Yeah,
like
something like that.
$60. Um, but I've seen, people with all different accounts. It doesn't
It's
mean
not
you
as
have to
detrimental as
absolutely,
Tarkov.
yeah,
No.
yeah. It's like you can up your stash space as you go with in-game stuff. Anything that you get from the premium edition, you can get in game. The one thing you can't get is
Like
you
the
get a
skins.
free like a skin. Yeah, you get a
Yeah,
certain skin,
the
and
Reaper
it is a
sleeves or
powerful
whatever.
skin. It's a powerful skin because it gets uh two armor plates for its body when the ones that you unlock at the
Pay to
beginning only
win,
get
dude.
one. Well, here's the one thing though. After about you have this thing called the monolith and you start unlocking
Right.
it. It's kind of like leveled. Once you get to like the 5th or 6th level of the monolith, you get one of the skins that's even stronger than the pre-order bonus one. So
Nice.
basically, yeah, you're
Pay to
kind
win
of
advantage up front early on,
yeah,
but it levels
yeah.
itself out, which is
And it's
fine.
I've killed plenty of the guys that have that skin that have the
Right, right.
two body armors. I've killed plenty of them. Like it's not OP. Like yeah, it is a little advantage, but it's nothing major.
Yeah, yeah, it's not bad. But yeah, the game's awesome. Definitely go check it out. The next game coming up is Arc Raiders. I enjoyed it when I played the beta, but I don't think it's gonna take Tarkov's place. You know what I
No,
mean?
no. A lot of people are looking at it as the Tarkov killer, which always happens with every big game that people get excited about. The one difference with this one is I've seen a lot of Tarkov content creators claim that they're basically switching to Arc Raiders when it comes out.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
would
I
put
have
money
seen
on
that.
it that majority of those people will be back to playing Tarkov after about a month.
Yeah, probably. Arc Raiders is fun, but it is, like you said earlier, a third-person arcadey extraction shooter.
Yeah, yeah,
So
totally different.
it's limited in what you are able to compare it to with Tarkov. There are a lot of similarities, just like any extraction shooter. You can compare a lot of things to them. It does a lot of things correctly, and it is a lot of fun to play. But I don't think it's the next
Yeah, the
Tarkov.
gunplay is way different. the gun modding, there's not a modding system anywhere close to what Tarkov has. It's
Yeah,
all fake weapons. It's all, like made up stuff.
it's all third
There's a
person.
lot of things that Tarkov has going for it that you don't really think about every time you play Tarkov, but like the realism, the atmosphere, the grittiness, all that stuff is part of what I think makes Tarkov so special. And
It is absolutely
especially the people who play every day, it's like a lot of those people, I just don't see them switching to a game that doesn't have any of that
right.
and like making that their main game. I just don't see it.
And I mean, hey, if you do, more power to you. But
Yeah,
it's
it's fine
just
if you do.
as much time as you
And
put into Tarkov, comparing thinking Arc Raiders is the next best. Like I don't know.
like you said, Arc Raiders it's going to obviously be a great game. I
Yeah,
have had the luxury to play it for quite a while. I was in the beta test early. I was signed up for the beta for that in 2021, I believe, when it first
damn,
was announced.
nice. Yeah,
And that's when it was still a PvE game. It was a PvE, wasn't even a PvP extraction shooter. It was a PvE game. Um, that gave me the ability to kind of test it quite a few times, and I liked it. Like I had fun, but
right.
I don't see myself like dropping everything else to play that. I think people are overhyping themselves.
Yeah,
It's probably going to be a hit with casuals.
for sure.
Yeah.
It seems to fit that narrative a little bit more. It's definitely more hand holding. It's definitely more tutorial focused. Like it tells you things, it breaks things
Yeah.
down, it helps you out, it shows you what to click, what to do, kind of, gives you a good breakdown. You get like a whole test raid or a tutorial raid. Like it definitely is an easier
Yeah,
extraction shooter.
it's kind of Fortnite-y. Like
Yeah,
I would
yeah,
I
yeah,
would consider it to be similar to Fortnite.
yeah, for sure.
And that's why I assume it'll have a high like player base, like the numbers will be crazy. I just don't see the Tarkov type community people switching over to it permanently.
No. I don't know. Are there any other games coming out that are worth talking about or mentioning? But I don't
I
think I have
mean,
any.
Battlefield was fun, the beta was fun. But as far as like extraction shooter, I think Beautiful Light
Oh yeah, Beautiful Light
should
isn't.
be coming out
Yeah.
sometime soon. I don't know the exact date. I don't know if they've given an exact date. The thing that's kept me away from Beautiful Light is, as far as I know, it's a 3v3 squads only.
Yeah,
Like
squad
three,
only.
yeah. And although I was talking to oh shoot, what's the I don't want to say his name wrong. Let me look it up real quick.
Yeah, I don't know. Beautiful Light is one of those games that looks really interesting. I think it has some real potential, but
Yeah,
yeah, the 3v3
looks good.
kind of keeps me out of it.
Oh, ramen style.
Ramen,
He
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he makes Tarkov content and things, but he's also been playing some Beautiful Light. And the other night, I heard him talking about, it, and I asked him. I said, "Is it 3v3 teams only?" He said no. He was pretty sure that they had told him, because he's a solo player too. He always plays solo, and he said he's pretty sure that they kind of told him like, you will be able to queue up solo. Like you'll still
All
have to
right.
face squads of three,
Right,
but that's
but
fine. That's kind of like Tarkov is too.
duos and solos,
Yeah.
trios, as long as there's an option, yeah, I'm okay with that.
But basically, they said, yeah, there was going to be a way to solo queue. So, because I feel like when games force you to go in teams, it doesn't work. There's times you don't have your team with you. There's times you don't want to deal with randoms. There's times you just want to chill by yourself. And if a game makes it to where you can't play, it's shutting them off from a huge player base. Because if you're like me, you just won't play.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'd rather not play than deal with that.
Right. But the game does look awesome. They've got some really good looking screenshots they've been posting on Twitter. Some really cool things they've done with the UI. Their guns and their gun systems looks really cool. It's got some promise, but I don't know anything about a release date. I know they were saying at the end of 2025, but I don't know if that's changed. I haven't seen anything recently about it.
Interesting. Oh, we have Nvidia Smooth Motion.
Oh yeah,
That's pretty cool. That's a
yeah,
major help for the 4K series, 4 and 5000 series GPUs. I mean, 30 series, I'm sorry. But yeah, maybe
yeah.
maybe in the near future.
Yeah, when the RTX 5000 series came out, it had a feature called smooth motion. Basically, it's a toggle that you hit on your graphics settings in your Nvidia app. You go on there and there's a global toggle, so it'll just toggle it for every game, or you can go in and toggle it just for certain games. I would recommend to toggle it for certain games because for some games it doesn't work very well, and some games it'll just crash the game. But I've seen a lot of people making guides on how to do it for Tarkov, so
Yeah.
I just figured we would mention it here because it is a cool tool. It basically gives you 2x frame gen, and it came with the 5000 series. Now it has been unlocked for the 4000 series. So any RTX 5000, RTX 4000 GPU, you can now use smooth motion. It doubles your frame rate. Basically, if you're running streets and you're having a rough time, turn that stuff on and you'll be smooth. Now you'll have input lag because it is frame generation, but it's a driver level frame generation that
Right.
is less has less drawbacks than, like, you know, the way that I was doing it before with lossless scaling, because we could do it with lossless scaling, that app we got from Steam. That is a good app for, you know, being able to implement frame gen in pretty much any game. And you
Yeah.
can do up like all the way up to like whatever. You can do up like 200x frame gen with that. Like it's not just 2x, but it's good enough because in Tarkov, times whatever frames you're getting by 2, it's probably going to be
Yeah,
plenty.
it's gonna be plenty. Yeah.
Yeah. But for streets, for many players, streets is it's very hard to run. This could help out a lot for a lot of people. So look into it. If you have those GPUs, it's worth, trying out, test it, see what you think. I've heard nothing but good things about it. I haven't personally
Yeah.
myself ran it in Tarkov,
I was just say I haven't
but
tried it yet.
yeah, I'm going to. I'm gonna do it. I've ran it in a bunch of other games though, and I love it. Like it's basically just free FPS.
Yeah, I mean, who can argue with that? Yeah, the little bit of latency input or the input lag is a little
Yeah,
bit
yeah.
rough, I guess, but
A little bit
it's not bad. From
latency.
what I've heard, it's not bad at all. It's not really.
No, and that's it. Automatically turns on the Nvidia Reflex low latency. Basically, if you have that turned off, if you turn the smooth frames on, then it's going to automatically turn the reflex on, and that lowers your latency. It tries to even it out, basically lowering the latency that you would have lost by turning the frame gen on. So it evens out. It feels pretty good. And it looks great,
Yeah, it
especially with
does. It looks really good.
DLSS4. You almost don't notice.
Yeah, yeah, it is very
And that's
nice.
good enough for me.
Yeah, I'll take it all day long.
There's,
I think that's it. I think that's pretty well everything that I have for this week. There's not a lot going on with Tarkov, so it's kind of
yeah,
just a wait
been
and
that way
see.
for
They're
a
at
while.
Tokyo Game Show right now, so I would imagine we'll start getting some information from if they revealed anything new there. I don't know if they will. Um,
If they
we'll
do, we
see.
might fly out.
Yeah, I would fly over real quick, just for a day.
Yep, talk to them, see what's going
Yeah.
on. But yeah, unfortunately, we're all waiting right now for
Yep.
1.0, and or at least the event, the big event, and then 1.0.
Yeah, it's hopefully I'm really hopeful for the event because we have again just almost unlimited possibilities of what they could do. We've already got a lot of really good test data from old events that worked out really well or that was just really cool that they could pull back. Like there's so much. And then
Yeah,
not only that, but like the end of the event leading into 1.0, we should get some sort of story progression or update or something, like I don't
yeah,
know. I'm hopeful for some really cool stuff off this and I'm excited to see where it goes. Usually they go above beyond expectations, so
yeah, and they're going to connect it with 1.0. Like
for sure.
I just feel like we know that's the way they're going to transition it. Is we're going to go from some event, some story into 1.0.
Yeah.
Um, Now, the one thing I will say is I don't think they're going to do anything that requires a ton of work because we know that majority of the work has been focused on
Right, over at
just 1.0.
1.0, yeah.
But most of the things we have talked about are things they have done already. And that's
Yeah.
why I think it would be that type of thing because it's not something they have to do a lot of work on. Yeah, they have to fix a few things to get it to work correctly. But I just feel like if we get anything, it's going to be things we've seen before. And I would be happy with that. I think majority of the community would be happy with that.
Yeah, for sure.
because there's so many cool things we only got to see one time and then never seen again. So
Right, right.
yeah, I if I had to bet, you know what I mean, like I put my money on that, like that's what's going to happen.
Would make sense. Fingers crossed. Let's stay hopeful. Guys, let us know down below what you want to see for this big 1.0 pre-event. Into wipe going into 1.0. What was your favorite event that we've had through the years, and then what do you think, or what do you hope that they're gonna do for this last event? But yeah, that's where we'll leave you guys. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to like and comment below. And of course, if you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. It helps us out tremendously and it keeps you up to date with all of our content. I'd also like to say thanks to our subscribers and a special thanks to our channel members. If you would like to help support the channel, consider becoming a member below. We'll catch you next week. See ya.